Kedushas Levi says in Parashas Noach something fascinating. Noach was a big tzaddik. He did fantastic. But he did not defend the dar. He didn't defend the dar. From somewhere else it says he was mekatnei amuna. He didn't believe in himself. A tzaddik goyzer v'akadosh baruch hu mekayim. He wasn't willing to throw himself out. When Hashem said, I'm going to destroy the world, go into the teva, he should have said, I'm not going anywhere. Take me with them. He could have done a lot of different stuff to defend them, to get one guy at least. We know that he wasn't zeicha, he wasn't able to get anyone to do tshuva. But also, he didn't throw himself and grab another guy and bring him into the teva. Not one guy, he chapped and said, Hashem, this one's on me. Nobody? Not even the shviger? No, I was thinking, the only thing, can you imagine, the whole world is being destroyed. Everybody's being destroyed. And he sees, it's floating away. One nechama he had, the shviger was outside. Can you imagine, very awkward conversation with his wife? She says, Noach, so what time should I tell my parents to come to the boat? It's like, we don't really have room. Meanwhile, the hippopotamuses and the elephants are all coming. Yeah, tell them we don't have room. Oh, you know what? Tell them we're leaving at 4 o'clock. Meanwhile, they leave at 2. So there was a problem, though. He says that he didn't save anybody. And for that, he had to come down as a Gilgal. Even though tzaddik, haya b'deiraisav, he had to come back to rectify that thing. Who did he come back as? Zohar Kadosh says, Moshe Rabbeinu. And he had to make a tikkun to do what? To do something that he didn't do in the previous Gilgal. Moshe Rabbeinu was misakin this piece of the neshama that was missing. Otherwise, he would have to come back again. Where was Moshe Rabbeinu misakin the chet of Noach? Macheni no mesifrecha. The Zohar Kadosh says Macheni is the letters Mei Noach. When he said Macheni no mesifrecha, it was a similar situation. Just like Hashem told Noach, I'm destroying the world and you're going to be the sole survivor. Hashem told Moshe, I'm destroying Klal Yisrael. I'll make Klal Yisrael from you. And Moshe Rabbeinu says, no deal. If they're out, I'm out. Macheni no mesifrecha. With that, he was masakein, the piece that was missing from Noach. So it comes out, it's a fascinating, fascinating idea. Moshe Rabbeinu, you look at Moshe Rabbeinu, how can we even fathom, panim al panim, he talked to Hashem, he did oisos, moifsim, he was there for Klal Yisrael, millions of things he did. He would have gone to Shemayim, they would have said, very nice, but you have to go back. Why? Because you didn't do the tikkun for Noach. What was the tikkun for Noach? That when there were Jews that weren't zeicha to be good, an egel, and Hashem said, I'm going to hurt them, I'm going to punish them, you didn't jump in front of the gun. You didn't take a bullet for them. And even Moshe Rabbeinu, with everything, the thing that was his tikkun of his neshama was the Macheni no mesifrecha. By the Levaya, Moshe Rabbeinu, if you were being maspid, you wouldn't even think to say Macheni no mesifrecha. Let's not talk about that. I mean, his godless, that was his godless, that was the shayrish of his neshama that he had to be masaking. So can you imagine what that means for us? We're all Gilgulim. We're all being put down here time after time after time. And we want to focus on our ruchnis. It's great. Our ruchnis is gewaldig. Not that we're going to be like Moshe Rabbeinu or even like our grandparents, but of course. But maybe we're going to miss the reason why we came down here. We know we're all coming down to be Masakin. We know that we were all previously around. We know that Beis HaMikdash was destroyed because of sinas chinam. And we know that the only opposite way of being Masakin is ahavas chinam. And all of a sudden, even though we want to sit bikesh, all of us, leishev b'shalva, we want to learn and we want to do good things, all of a sudden we have this dysfunctional kid at home, smoking weed, machal Shabbos. Why do you think Hashem gave it to us? So many people, they don't take care of the kid, and they think, lachamei v'esem, Hashem's going to be very proud of them. Could be, yes. It could be they didn't do the tikkun of why they came down as a Gilgal. Isn't it fascinating? Moshe Rabbeinu would have said, they would have told him, Shemayim, you did a great job, but you got to go back down. So what did I mess up on? What? Where? I wasn't holy enough? I wasn't great enough? No, you weren't willing to take a bullet for a Jew. You weren't willing to say, Macheni no mesifrecha. You were a Rebbe in a yeshiva, and they said, this kid, he was caught and he has to be thrown out, and you didn't say, if he goes, I go. You were a parent, and someone said, we got it, you can't be on the block, and you didn't say, you throw him out, I throw him out. I'm out of here. Sometimes we have to realize that maybe that's the tikkun for us. It's not just about them. To save ourselves, we're put in situations. And now you can go, when you're masaking that, you could say, Hashem, listen, we're doing what we need to do, not just for ourselves, but by being masaking of not caring about other Jews that are not worthy. By the Egel, when he said Mechenina, we were not worthy. Noach, in the time of the world, not worthy. In Shemayim, they didn't say, Noach, you did a great job, you saved yourself, and all those not worthy people drowned. Not enough. You put in this world, you got to be willing to sacrifice yourself to help people around you. And if you're not going to save your own kid, people in your family, mibsarcha al tesalim, it's a lav. What are you busy with? Busy learning. I'm busy. It's all great, but you might be sent back down again because you missed the tafkid that you were sent down here. We all have to look at that with that such a tifa idea. Even Moshe Rabbeinu had to be masakin for that neshama. Let's all make sure that we don't have to come back here. And we make sure that we're masakin. Ma mishahavas chinom. We take these kids, that people that are put in our lives, and we defend them. And yeah, they're going to tell us, you have to have rules in your house. Rules. I don't know why angry people say rules. Why can't they just say rules? Rules, rules. Once they start with the r, you're done. The rules in your house, you tell them, yes, you're right, supposed to have rules. There's a hanhaga, you're right, but this is my kid, and I'm not throwing him out. If he goes, I go. I'm out of here. You want me to jump out also? I'll do it. It's like, whoa. You know, it's interesting. Lamaisa, what happened after Moshe Rabbeinu said Mechenina? After Moshe Rabbeinu, so to speak, threatened Hashem, Lamaisa, he didn't destroy us. He made a deal. We have a koyach to fight for people. We have a koyach to say, I hear you, I understand why you want to throw him out of yeshiva, but I'm going to fight for him. We have pull. We have to fight for people in our lives.